Quiet on the set, please. Quiet on the set. Could the owner of an outside loud motorcycle please knock it off? No one is impressed. No one thinks that you are more masculine than you are, which is not very, and falling. So, yeah. We got a hot mic. Got some hot tops to dish. Gonna dish some hot tops. Because it's a new episode. You know what it is. You read the description. You know what you're in for. You know what's happening. You know why this microphone is on. You know what you paid for. You didn't pay for it. You know why you're here, though. You know why your clicks happened for a reason. And you know what that reason is. I don't. For the love of me, I have no idea. You're like, I got clicks. And then you're like, I'm going to portion them out to the internet and its videos in ways that I feel like I should. And one of them I'm going to expend on this nonsense. What? What are you doing? Get it together. Anyway, I'm going to put this over here so that I can continue to see my levels. You know I like my levels. Get up on my level. Shoot. Anyway, yeah. Boppity beep beep bop. Boop boop bop beep beep bop. Okay, got to do my mouth exercises. I forgot to do my mouth exercises. Got to do them. Red leather, yellow leather. Unique New York. The Queen has never done anything wrong. The Queen has never done anything wrong. I think I got it. There we go. Okay, got to do the voice. The voice I've always done. Never missed it. Not a single episode. You can check. I'm going to make it harder and harder to check. Not only by making more episodes in the future, but by making each episode before the one that you're hearing right now worse than this one, as if that is even remotely possible. This episode is off to a terrible start. Anyway, let's do the voice, and then let's get on with it, as if anyone gives a crap. Okay, bringing this hot attitude, a spicy attitude to the recording booth tonight. That's right. Hot mic, hot host, people. Watch out. Braxton, you're in the crossfire. If it's not good tonight, oh boy. Oh boy. Anyway, I'm just telling you, this is what's happening. Okay, let's do the voice. Weekend Type Fun Volume 12. Oh my God, things are happening and a-crackling. This week's episode, Poet's Corner. Shit show. Anyway. Okay, and we're back. And this is Poet's Corner. The corner for poets. Yeah, that's right. Let's see what this Poet's Corner brings us. Is this going to be a cavalcade of known poets? We're going to get some, that one guy and some, that other one with the, the people are like, oh, I think I heard Garrison Keillor do this one. And then that other guy that you're like, wait, I heard this at a funeral. Anyway, Poet's Corner. Hey, look, you're the only thing you're paying is a portion of your life that you will never get back. So go in knowing right now. Anyway, here we go. Poet's Corner. Pause for the theme song. Oh, God, thank goodness. Thank goodness whoever put these slides together knows that we need a theme song, because I did not remember. Also, I put the slides together. Like, I literally just finished these. I just finished them. Although, this particular slide was written well over an hour ago. It takes a little bit of time to put this together. Look, I know that, like, okay, let's pause, but not actual hit the pause button. Pause in the about to play the theme song. Look, I understand the problem with me being like, hey, I don't want anyone to see what I do, and then me also taking any amount of pride in what I do. Like, what? I, hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. And like, I actually do work on these. It doesn't just like fall out of my brain. You know, it's not some haphazard, like, oh, look what I concocted at an odd time of the evening. No, I mean, granted, whenever I'm making these, I am enjoying my weekend. But part of me enjoying my weekend is working on something that I will look back on and be like, oh, I was having fun then. Because I did. I had fun making it. I had fun writing it. I had fun recording it. So, like, so what? So what? Like, I don't give a crap if it seems like I'm making this with ulterior motives in mind. I don't. I really, like, I know what it is. Anyway, and quite frankly, I get a kick out of it being what it is. And if that's so wrong, then sue me, person who definitely watches this. I'm the only one that I can guarantee will see this. Anyway, let's play this theme song.
This has always been the theme song. This has always been the theme. This has always been the theme song. This has always been the theme.
Oh my God. That cha comes in at the perfect, like, it is the perfectly paused cha. That's the Out of Tuners, right? The band is saying that one. Out of Tuners, like, just hey, everyone in the booth, just give it up for the Out of Tuners. Oh my God, like white people, you cannot impress them. They're just like, sip my Chardonnay. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Clarissa. Yeah, I know that Caden has a beer, but it is like a craft brew IPA that's like from somebody's garage, and it's a severely limited batch number, and you have to know the guy and knock on his garage 3 times on a Saturday on every other month. Yeah, like, for real, might as well be a Chardonnay for how like much of a beer it is. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I'm saying. Uh, that sounds delightful, actually. What does that beer taste like? Anyway, I'm an adult. I can drink them. I know that whoever is listening to this is probably a child. And yet I will click the box that says not for children. And yet the likelihood that if anyone hears this other than me and my lovely wife, who has to put up with me listening to these the day after, if anyone other than me listens to this, it is guaranteed 100% to be a minor. Like, because it will be a student. So I can have beers on the weekend or during the summer if I want to. I am an adult. So, and you can't, quite frankly, and I've told you not to, and I told you why. You still have a developing prefrontal cortex, and you need those administrative functions, those higher level functions, so that you can have, impulse control, and so that you can engage in long term planning, and so that, you can have good long term memory. So, anyway, it's too late for me. I don't have any of those things. Okay, moving on. Poem number 1. Oh, that's right. We're doing a Poet's Corner. What are we even? What is this? Like, I feel like I've paused for every little slide. I feel like I've over-explained everything. I feel like I've talked myself in corners and around in circles. And we're doing poetry? Okay. Sounds about right. Yeah, quite frankly. We did the theme song. Poem number 1. Disappoint by Ang Steen. Souls were made of iron wings when I felt my disappointment. Depths of sorrow unknown to even adults, weighed down with my young, weary heart. My dipshit sister took the last strawberry Pop-Tart, and now all we have is blueberry. No ink is as black as my disappointment. And here's where I pause, because I said a swear. Where was it? It was right there. I'm pointing to it. It says dipshit. And I'm reminding my wife that I look at my stats and no one is watching this channel, which is as I designed it. So, yeah. No worries. It's fine. I'll show you my views. You want to see my views? I'll show them to you. And that's how you will know. Anyway. Ba 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 ba. But yeah, this is a poem about being disappointed. The guy's like, man, he's down. Poem number 2, Limerick. Author unknown, but sister suspected. There once was a boy from Nantucket. Oh, okay. I don't know if I like the way this is going. You get ones about a guy from Nantucket, I think we all know where that's going. You know, there's a certain rhyme about people performing certain acts, possibly on themselves, due to the size of certain things. This better not be one of those. This is all I'm saying. It's all I'm saying. We run a tight ship. It's a family show. We're like the Smothers Brothers of before they had a TV show and back when everybody thought that they were just clean, wholesome, folksy American boys. You know, like how they got their show and not how they did their show. You know what I'm saying? That's this show. Clean and wholesome. Always has been, always will be. For America. For America. Anyway, hey, it's going to be America's birthday in just a few days. It is June 30th today. Happy June 30th. Tomorrow is Canada Day. You know how you celebrate Canada Day? You listen to Rush and you read Alpha Flight and you put gravy on your hot dog. Pretty sure that's what they do. It's called Vladimir Poutine. You put gravy on a hot dog. Anyway, they could celebrate Canada any which way they please. Yep, change the lyrics of their national anthem to be less sexist. So Canadian. Yeah. Anyway, all right. Canada Day. It's going to be America's birthday after it's Canada's birthday. Because you know what? Canada gets all this, like, oh my God, Canadians are so nice. But you know what? You know who waits a whole 3 days after Canada Day to have their Independence Day? Friggin' America. Because we know how to bring it, and like, with respect to you, ours is better than yours and makes yours look like crap. And if we had it on the same day, nobody would know yours was happening. And if we had ours 2 days closer, people would be like, well, I guess I could do this warm-up Canada Day thing. But then, I find out if gravy and hot dogs even go together. But then, for real though, then we're going to bring it with fireworks and realness. Like, we're going to play Toby Keith. We're going to drive our trucks. We're going to blow stuff up. We're going to hopefully come back with the same number of fingers that we had when we left. Because America. Because America. I don't want some nonsense Canadian trying to come down here and make me put gravy on a hot dog. You put ketchup or mustard on a hot dog. Like Jesus wanted. You stand for our national anthem that's about a war that I don't remember. I know it's not the Revolutionary. I forget which one. I think it happened in what was it, 1813 we took a little trip along with Colonel Jackson to the mighty Mississippi. The War of 1813. Pretty sure. Anyway, that's what I say for America. Anyway, let's read this limerick. The better not be dirty for America. Better not be dirty. So we do a clean show for America. There once was a boy from Nantucket who carried sorrows home in a bucket. Oh, okay. That did not go the way that most Nantucket poems go. We're off to a good start. Let's keep it going. When he wanted strawberry and found none were there, he cried from his eyes 'cause she took it. Okay. Tuck it is supposed to be took it, obviously, but apart from the little fudge rhyme there, it's not bad. Certainly isn't about, any autofellatio or anything like that. That would be a really, really terrible thing. Somebody wrote a poem about that. Whew, we dodged a bullet here, folks. We dodged a bullet, just like this boy dodged. Well, I won't tell you what he dodged, but sure am glad he didn't catch it full in the face. Poem number 3. Oh Brother, by Ace Hister. You, with your Y chromosome, you think you're all sad and alone? You think I care about your drying face? When your gender is a disgrace to the human race, toxic is what we call masculinity, divine is what we call femininity. If you piss and moan over the strawberry, well, keep crying, bitch. I won't let you hold this one over me, 'cause girls run this. You know it. You know it. Boys suck. All the boys in my grade are horrible, and I hate them. Poem number 4. Forgiveness, by a mother who once was a woman with a soul of her own. Oh my God. Who was that? A mother who was a woman with a soul of her own. Who wrote this? Oh my God. It's like the saddest title to a poem I have ever heard. Braxton, is this you? Is this you? No, Braxton, you have to, I swear to God, you have to tell me if this is you. Oh my God. Wow. Okay. Let's do this. Forgiveness, by a mother who once was a woman with a soul of her own. Okay. Apparently this is comedy now. Sons and daughters sometimes fight. They sometimes say they gotta. But sons and daughters should not fight, even when they feel they oughta. So give each other a great big hug and put a smile back on that mug. The lesson of this fight, you see, is that there's blueberry for you and me. Okay, here's an analysis of poem number 4. Okay, wee-oo, wee-oo. Wee-oo, wee-oo. That is the times in which the fact that I actually, the person whose voice you are listening to, belongs to someone with a master's degree in English. It's true. You think you're good at speaking English? You think you know a thing or two about sprechen Sie Anglais? You think so? Well, it's angles, first of all. Second of all, I do have a master's degree in English. And I just corrected myself in German, but I don't know if I'm actually correct. Anyway, because I don't speak German. I'm sorry. Oh, do I speak a second language? Sure I do. I do. កុំថាខ្ញុំអត់និយាយភាសាពីរទេខ្ញុំចេះភាសាខ្មែរប៉ុន្តែខ្ញុំលែងមានឱកាសដើម្បីនិយាយភាសាខ្មែរបានយូរមកហើយ That's right. Hey, if you understood what I just said, let's be friends. Let's just bring it in, bro. Just bring it in. Bring it in. Look, okay, we've discussed this. I do not give out very many hugs. Like, I love my parents, but there was like oddly withholding during childhood in ways that made me like weird. 'Cause like we didn't say I love you openly when I was growing up. We didn't. I never told my parents I love them until I was like in my late 20s, early 30s. For real. No, I was a married man by the time I started telling my parents I love them. And it's not that I didn't love them until I was married. It's just that we were like, we weren't into those feeling type of talks situations. And then all of a sudden my parents were like, love you. And it's like, oh, you're putting the pressure on me now. And you know that I feel it, but like, why you gotta make me say it when you like didn't say it for the longest time, and so now it's weird. I don't know. Anyway, I did talk to some of my siblings about it, and they're like, yeah, that's pretty much how it was. And it's like, I'm sorry that I'm weird about it. So when I'm offering you a hug right now, you bring it the freak in. You are not going to get asked twice. Like, even though you kind of just did. It was just like one really long, prolonged ask, if you think about it. Bring it in here, and that's it. That's what we say. And if you don't bring it, no, you can't bring it now. That bring it that I just said, the third one, that was an example bring it. That's not an actual bring it. Your bring it window is closed. Please go see another bring it operator because this one is clocking out for the day, clocking out for the month, for all we know, clocking out for the year. So, yep, that's how it be. All right, this is an analysis of poem number 4, A Special Badness Report. Do you remember poem number 4? It was this one. By the woman who's a mother and doesn't have a soul anymore as a result. Anyway, it's a bad poem. And I used to hear poems like this in church all the freaking time. Kid you not. And it bugged me because I was like, oh, why can't Jesus inspire like better art? You know what I'm saying? Like, what happened? Because you listen to, like, devotional poetry. You know what I'm talking about? You listen to, like, devotional poetry, and it's freaking from, like, American poets of the 19th century, 18th century, 17th century. British poets from the same general timeline. You could find examples of just incredible devotional poetry, just beautiful use of the English language. And in music, the same thing, masses and requiems and things. Devotional music that just was so incredible. And then you get to like the 20th and 21st century, and somehow, like, all of the professionals stopped doing devotional music, stopped writing it, stopped performing it, and that became the domain of the ham-fisted amateur. And boy, how ham-fisted are they? I mean, you listen to like Christian rock, and it is the most soulless, like, ugh, blech. And you know what? Let's be honest. When I'm talking about things like this, I'm talking about white people, because black people, when they are doing devotion, it is like beautiful and glorious. Like a black gospel choir, like holy crap, backed up by a Hammond B3 organ with a Leslie rotating cabinet. I mean, my God, why did it go all darksy on me? What? Holy Moses. This friggin' kitty walked across my keyboard and messed things up. Like she usually does. Anyway, Black Church, holy crap. Like they know what's happening. Like they can make a joyful sound. Like if there is a God, and I don't have reason to believe that there is. But like if there is a God, he is way more into Black Church than he is into White Church. Cause like what God would want to hear people be like, away, flu, blee, blah. Flu, blee, blah, blah. Flu, blee, blah, blah. Flu, blee, blah. Flu, blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Like, what the crap? That's like the national anthem of turd. And meanwhile, in Black Church, it's like soulful and glorious. If I were to imitate it, it would be wildly racist. Number one. Number two, I could not do it justice. Could not. I mean, I can sing. Like, I can actually sing. I was in choir all throughout high school and into college. Like, choirs I had to audition to be a part of. I did regionals in high school and stuff, you know, like I was good. So don't even come at me with this. So, but yeah, I just Black Church is better given the option, and devotion in Black churches is better. But like, swear to God, the fact that Protestantism brought in this idea of like, hey, let's let regular people do stuff, and like, oh man, you know, like you when you read uh, Adam Bede, the George Eliot book, which is really good, and you should read it. Why? Look, I'm doing a comedy show, but I'm also doing a book club analysis of Adam Bede. Before I do this analysis of poem number 4, did I mention that I have a master's degree in English and that it often comes into play? You know, it's like, hey, does anyone here know any, like, ridiculous knowledge about grammar and punctuation? Like, can anyone school us on the proper use of a semicolon? Yes, I can. I can. Anyway, but like, I have a piece of paper that costs me a lot of money that says that I absolutely can teach you about semicolons. This is 100% accurate. This is factual information. Anyway. Ugh. God. So, yeah. Talk about devotional stuff anyway. And then we talk about all kinds of nonsense. Whoo. Man. Okay, let's talk about poem number 4. And because, like, church came up because I'm telling you, like, I used to hear crap like this in church all the time, like bad rhyme, bad meter, uninteresting, bland, ham-fistedly crafted, just terrible poetry. Anyway, let's talk about why. Any poem that contains the words "you see" in its penultimate line is by definition a bad poem because it is about to explain itself, leaving no room for textual dialogue between the text and its reader. It leaves the realm of art and becomes a well-intended pastiche of wrongness. That is a very well-written line for myself. Thank you very much. Yeah, well-intended pastiche of wrongness. That's a fun combo to put together. Combo 12,000 points. Anyway, but yeah, look at this. The lesson of this fight, you see, like when you have one of those heavy-handed in the last couplet of a poem, one of those heavy-handed like, and the whole lesson of this poem, you see, is that something for you and me. Oh my God, if it rhymes you see with you and me at the end, like bad poem. Bad. Because it's like, first of all, it's explaining itself. Like, you don't go look at a Picasso because it's like, well, clearly this is what it means. You know what I'm saying? There is room for interpretation. It's art. It's a dialogue between you and what you see and what you feel. You know, that's what makes art artistic, is that everyone experiences it and it calls to mind, like it's an interaction between the receiver, the person seeing the art, hearing the artistic piece of music, the person reading the artistic poem, like any artistic endeavor, seeing an artistic sculpture, what have you, like anything that is intentionally artistic is going to leave you, the person interacting with it, room for interpretation, for your own experiences to come in and give it meaning. That's the beauty of any artistic endeavor. And when you have a poem that's like, and here is the moral of the story, you see, it's a something for you and me. It's like, you're just beating me over the head with it. Like, God, this isn't art. It's a pathetic, sad attempt at art, and you're making Jesus feel bad. Like, did Jesus not only die for sins, but for badly written poetry? Because if so, this must have hurt him a bit. You know what? If it didn't hurt him then, it hurts him now. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. Look, I lose nothing by just making assumptions about what Jesus feels about your little poem here, which obviously written by this mother who is a real person and not anyone in this room with me, Braxton. Anyway, whatever. Moving on. Okay. Analysis continued. Special badness report continued. Notice how the poem is out of meter before the end of the first quatrain, and then it ends on two sets of the least heroic couplets I've ever seen. They are the Caliban of couplets. They are the that Caliban reference just now of couplets. Like, you know how I made a Caliban reference and you're like, I don't know if he knows, like, really what Caliban is all about in The Tempest, because clearly he's an English major and so he's referencing the Caliban in Shakespeare's play The Tempest. And you're like, yeah, you got to look at that relationship with Prospero a little closer to really. Nope, I'm sorry. Your reference is bad and you should feel bad. And the badness of that reference is as bad as, look at this. See, that's a different meter than the first line. So if you're going in an A B configuration on the rhyme scheme, your rhythmic pattern should be like your rhyme and your meter should match, is what I'm saying. Like if you're going to bother to rhyme, then you should also bother to have decent meter. As a matter of fact, even poets that don't rhyme have impeccable meter. Not always, but it's always intentional meter. Like the syllables that they produce are highly intentional and very, very artistic and well thought out. Whereas this is like just whatever I could slap together in my few minutes that I was thinking about what's going on. It's pastiche of wrongness. It is a that Caliban reference of heroic couplets, because it starts off with a quatrain, ends on two sets of heroic couplets. Not great structure, especially considering that the meter is gone by the third line of the poem. Like, just gone, wrecked, ruined, dissolved. There is no meter in this poem anymore, like after the third line. So it's bad from a technical standpoint. Okay. The analysis of poem number 4 continued. A special badness report continued. The down-hominess of lines that end in "otta" and "gotta" declare this poem to be an imitated folk art cleverly designed for the purpose of drawing a faint laugh from an otherwise unentertained congregations of Protestants and also possibly Mormons. Like, I swear to God. Okay, first of all, are we laughing? Are we having a good time? This was supposed to be comedy, and I don't know who wrote this, but they must have a master's degree in English to think that this is interesting. But yeah, anyway, there's a certain it's like people writing cowboy poetry who are not actually cowboys. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's the cowboy poetry, but like the days of the cowboys are pretty much gone, and anybody writing it is like beholden to a dead and gone idea of what cowboys used to be that's neither accurate nor interesting in this century. Like, yeah. And so the same sort of a mindset that brings this sort of false, like you're reconstructing something, but it doesn't apply to you and is therefore false and hollow, and so, yeah, it is exactly that. But like when you get this kind of a patter, because there's laughter that comes from audiences who know that they're supposed to laugh, that they're supposed to find something funny. They don't actually find it funny. That's the important factor. Like how you don't find this analysis funny. Exactly that. The audience is like, we do not find this funny, but there is a certain pattern of like established understanding that if somebody does one of these routines, that you like laugh at the appropriate place. But it's only certain adults that are going to laugh. It's like the same demographic of adults that like clip Kathy cartoons and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Like that's who this crowd is hitting. So if that's who this poem is hitting, that's the crowd this poem is hitting. And they're like, ha ha ha. They don't even like it, but they feel they have no other options that won't make Jesus mad. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they feel like they could be like, gimme Ginsburg, gimme Bukowski. Like, I want to hear about saintly motorcyclists doing anal with bearded poets. Like, That's that's Ginsburg for you. Oh man, did that guy howl. Anyway, because of the anal penetration from saintly motorcyclists. It's in the book. Look it up. I didn't write it. Anyway, we're going to pause there for station identification. Okay, look. I paused it. I took a breather. You experienced no passage of time whatsoever. But I am realizing just how terrible of an idea it was to make this at all English major slanted. Like, huge blow to the comedy portion. Huge. Or just the huge part if you're from wherever people back east are that it makes them say that. It's huge. Anyway, regardless. Yeah, huge mistake. Huge. Anyway, but look at this nonsense, okay? I'm pretty sure that's the end of this part. Yeah, because up next there's something else. Look, okay. I was looking up and I was thinking about like who likes this kind of crap? Like who likes the poems of this terrible nature? And I was like, oh, it's people who collect precious moments figurines. Now, when I clicked on this one, it was like there's a whole lineup of them, and I was like, oh, there's all of these religious ones, angels and whatnots, and things, crosses and stuff. Anyway, so I clicked on this one, and I was just looking at it. I was like, oh, yellow background is probably just like filler text, you know, that's for like, hey, put a picture of your grandkid in here. People who thought this poem that I just finished reading was mildly entertaining. Anyway, so yeah, don't look at the fact that I was looking up Caliban stuff because I wanted to remember um, whether or not that was actually an appropriate reference to make, and it kind of was, but it also kind of wasn't. Anyway, regardless. I mean, I've read Tempest. How would I know to make that reference if I didn't read the Tempest? It's just that it's been 2.5 years since I last read it, and so I'm just trying to remember some of the details. Anyway, regardless, I feel you judging me, and I'm like, no, I'm a legit English major. Trust on that, friend. Trust. Anyway, okay, so look at this. They're holding up a poem, and it's not that good of a poem. And it's one man's vision of heaven beautifully presented within this exclusive double angel figurine. Now I freaking hate the precious moments, kids. Like I hate them. Like I know that it's wrong to be like these are pictures of children and I hate them. They're the worst. They're like little evil, weird, like not really anime, not really. It's like they remind me of demons, honestly. Like if I went to hell and it was these kids, I'd be like, that sounds about right. That that's what I picture hell being like. Little kids, massive heads, giant eyeballs, tiny little nose, always smiling, creepy as creep. Anyway, for real, let's read this poem, because this is public domain probably. And if it's not, it's in a video nobody's going to watch, so who gives a crap? Heaven, my soul awakens to the wind, and my dear heart responds as I behold a city. Okay, so we've got no rhyme, we've got no meter. So let's just go with it, right? I'm not saying no rhyme, no meter is bad. I'm just saying that's what this is like. It's not blank verse because it doesn't have a rhythmic pattern the way that Shakespeare did when he was writing in blank verse. It's a modern type of not rhyming type poetry. It's post Whitman, as they say. They don't say that. I say that. Anyway, I live each day to go there just to worship at his throne, to lay my trophies at his feet in my eternal home. Wait a minute, are you rhyming or not? That's like a fudge rhyme. Oh, I'm suspicious of you, Sam Butcher. I'm onto you. 'Kay. There is an ivory palace like a Parthenon of grace. Just kidding, it's palace. There is an ivory palace like a Parthenon of grace, revealing the great beauty of my dear Savior's face. Wait a minute. You're rhyming all of a sudden? You're just picking it up and rhyming? Like, look. Okay. Here's the thing about poetry. Is that, like, there both are and are not rules to poetry. It's like, what's the difference between poetry and prose? Poetry is writing that is intentionally poetic. Can prose be poetic? Yeah, but it's still prose because, I mean, you know, like, it just is, though. Yes, I majored in a very, very precise field. Like, we could definitely tell the difference between the two types of things in the thing that I majored in. I majored in a thing. Day one, they're like, there's two types of things. And I said, what are they? And they're like, poetry and prose. And I was like, okay, which one is which? And they're like, well, poetry is poetry on purpose. Unless it's prose that's also poetic, or if it's accidentally so poetic that it counts as poetry. Like found poetry and stuff. Oh, that clears it up. Like, it either is or is not intentional, and both does and does not have rules that tell you exactly how to do it. Anyway, that's poetry, and I am calling this poem Out of Bounds. Man, it's been a while since I exercised my master of Englishness. That's the first thing they tell you. You put on the bat wings that give you a hood. I'm not kidding. The robe for master's degree has little wings on the sleeves, and you get a hood. Yeah, get a hood. You're not a doctor, but by God, you paid your $30,000 to $50,000. Hopefully, not much more than that, and you got yourself a dang hood. Anyway, okay. So, when they gave me my hood, they told me, they're like, you get to call fouls and strikes and balls and walks and home runs, which are written by Billy Collins, and things that are just plain out of bounds and wrong. Anyway, this is a foul. This is foul. Because thrown, home, grace, face, place. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. I did not initially see this as a reference to peacocks. I just saw the latter half of the word. Did not realize that peafowl were being brought into this, but apparently, like, okay, let me read it and then we'll talk about it. A palace of blue peacocks that fly through emerald halls beside the still blue waters and the silent waterfalls. Okay, first of all, it ain't freaking silent if there are peacocks around. Because peacocks be like, ah, ah. Like, they're loud as frick. They are so loud, they will scare the crap out of you. And that's number one. Number two, they're kind of mean. I mean, they're not like geese or turkeys. Those are some mean friggin' birds. You steer clear of geese, you steer clear of turkeys. Them friggin' birds will come at you, though. But, like, peacocks will friggin', like, just nip at you for no reason. And not like aggressively, but it's annoying. Like if I had to spend eternity around one bird, it would not be peacocks. It would not. Anyway. Okay. It would be owls, because owls are freaking cool. And you know the mice problem would be under control because of owls and because definite mice problem in heaven. Anyway, it's just not heaven unless there's a mice problem. I mean, I've read Dante. Have you read Dante? Oh, you read a little bit of Inferno, but you never read Paradiso. I almost said El Paradiso, and that's a Mexican restaurant. No, not there. Paradiso, the part of the Divine Comedy written by Dante Alighieri. The part about heaven. I've read it. You have not read it, so you don't know what kind of birds are there, Mister Man. Anyway. And if it's peacocks, I am going straight to hell. I swear to God, I don't care if when I die it's all pearly gates. I see one peacock, I'm like, send me down. Send me down. I did sins you don't know about. Anyway, okay, here we go. Palm trees of great numbers, like the spirits that arise, casting their soft shadows on majestic butterflies. Okay, so this is San Diego. This is in San Diego. Okay? This is a freaking white people thing. This is like for real, though. Look, I know that it's not just white people in San Diego. I know that they also have a football team. Just kidding. Do they still? Didn't they move the football team out of San Diego? Hold on. Let's go to Wikipedia. San Diego. Because I definitely know things about San Diego. Professional sports. Baseball, of course, they have the Padres. The Chargers. Yeah. Boop, doop, boop, boo. San Diego Fleet. What? In 2017, they moved to Los Angeles following a request by owner Dean Spanos to relocate to SoFi Stadium. Okay, you have to understand. Okay, where the Chargers would be a tenant and share the new stadium with the Rams, they are now known as the Los Angeles Chargers. What? I did not know that. I had no idea. San Diego Rockets? What? Oh, 67 to 71. Okay. Houston Rockets, but originally San Diego Rockets. San Diego Gulls hockey franchise. Boop-a-doo. This is very Golden State Warriors, but they play in the Bay Area because they're the city. So that's why they have the city. Anyway, San Diego Conquistadors. San Diego doesn't have a professional. San Diego Clippers. What? Holy crap. The Buffalo what? Franchise now the Los Angeles Clippers because Los Angeles takes everything from San Diego. Anyway, but heaven for white people is San Diego because it's peacocks and palm trees and blue water and butterflies. And white doves rise on a rainbow, San Diego. In a lavender blue sky as they fly with swans of glory on their way to paradise. Sky and paradise do not rhyme. They are close. Arise and butterflies that give you sky and paradise. Like, no, I'm sorry. You get the frig out. It's close, but it don't count. Close only counts in hand grenades and horseshoes and love, apparently. You gotta be close. Uh, doesn't make any sense, but whatever. We're going with it. It's yes and it's not no. Stop. Doubt yourself in the middle of the funny bit, and then make the whole audience go like, "Oh, we're gonna watch this guy navel gaze," and just be like, "Oh, I'm gonna think about my own feelings in front of a live audience and make them wait while I think about me." Like, what the crap are we even doing right now? Anyway, we're almost done with this poem. We're almost done. Just hold on. Just please. It'll be worth it. It already hasn't been worth it. It'll be worth it. It can't possibly be. It'll be worth it. Please just end the suffering. Okay. This is my vision of heaven, where I will meet some sweet day my precious Lord who is waiting for me in that beautiful land far away. Day and away rhyme. So there you go. It's a crap poem. What is this first line? My soul awakens to the wind, and my dear heart responds as I behold a city lined with pearls and golden ponds. Oh, responds and ponds rhymes. I didn't catch that. Hey, guess what? I'm going to give you bonus points on the back end. But, like, as I behold a city, that line is like, that's what threw me and was like, oh, it's not going to have meter or rhyme scheme or anything because apparently, like this poem is taking away any faith I might have had because it is so awful. Like, honest to God, as a kid, I would sit in church and I would listen to crap like this and I'd be like, oh, you're actively taking away what little faith I have because your poem is so bad. Like, write good poetry. And then I read good poetry, but it was all by, like, radicals and free thinkers and troublemakers. This is how you make good poetry, by the way. All the good art is found on the fringe. That's another reason why, church poetry, especially white church poetry, is so awful. Because white people do not live on the fringe. Anyway, let's keep it going. It's mayonnaise and khaki pants convention over here. This is terrible, terrible frick poems. Anyway, da 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 da, and also possibly Mormons, he said. Okay, poem number 5, poem by Dad. What the hell? You guys got all dramatic about a single Pop-Tart and then you all wrote poems about it? Look, I got the game on. Please don't interrupt. We have a pool of The Office writing on this one. Yeah, Dad's got money on the game, people. Like, look, if we go back, here's poem by Angstein. This is obviously brother. Limerick, possibly sister. This one definitely sister. This one by mom who no longer has a soul. This one report on that. And then this poem by Dad. So Dad comes in and is like, what the crap? Okay. Poem number 5 analyzed because this whole English major thing is freaking hilarious and you can't get enough of it and let's do more of it. Please, sir, can I have another is what you keep saying. Please spank me with the comedy paddle, sir. I assume the position. Please take your big old long comedy paddle and just give it to me. Just do it. I'm in the position. You know what to do with that big long comedy paddle. Spank me with it. Oh God. This is not going to be one to remember. This is going to be one that when I'm looking back on it tomorrow, I am going to remember it. And then I'm going to be like, you know what? There are worse things in the world than this. Not many, but there are worse things in the world. Anyway, let's analyze it. Analyze it. Anal yeezed it. Anal yezed. Like how they call ZZ in all the countries except for the United States. Except for we're right about that one. It's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z? Really? Z. Because it's not like a bed, ked, dead, ed, f, ged, head. H I J K L M N O, ped, Q R S, ted, U, ved, W, X, Y, and Z. There you go. You got me. It is Z. You're right. You're so right. All the countries who are much more beholden to England than the United States. Yeah, that's right. We're going to celebrate the 4th of July in your face, England. In your face. And if the Queen sees this, I'm still down for that knighthood that you know that I can have because my ancestors emigrated to this country after the Revolutionary War. So I could totally be a knight. So if you want to like tap me with that swordy sword, like I am down to clown around with swords. Queenie Pooh, you just hit me up. You know my digits. I gave them to you, girl. Girl, don't play. Girl, 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 don't play. Don't play though, girl. Girl, no. No, girl, no. No, girl, don't play that. Don't play that, no. No, I don't play like that, girl. No. You being all naughty. You best bring that over here. Your naughty little self. You bring that. You bring that over here. Look, I told you. You're not going to get many opportunities. I was raised by very repressive people. Queen of England. Queen Elizabeth. I know your name. Liz. Lizzie. You get over here. You bring it. We are going to engage in copulation. Okay, please, everybody who is capable of imagining me and the Queen of England frantically groping and tongue kissing, please don't imagine that, because that is 100% what is going to happen. I mean, it's going down, but you need to not be thinking about that because, like, my hands are reaching around grabbing that bootay. It's like, It's like a glad bag full of oatmeal is what it's like, but I am like loving it. Loving it. I'm grabbing that rump, getting that rumpus. We're going to jump on down to the rumpus room. We're going to anyway, Lizzie, we're going to make this happen, girl. All right. Okay, we were analyzing a poem. And then somehow I was coming on to the Queen of England. So that's all very normal. That's all. We're just a normal night. It was a night. It was a normal night. Yes, it was. Anyway. Okay. A special goodness report. I want you to look at this poem by Dad. What the hell? Getting all dramatic. About that Pop-Tart, about his son wrote the one about like, hey, she ate the last strawberry one. The sister's like, well, your gender is a disgrace. and then mom is like, come on, kids, don't fight. I'm going to write a terrible poem that I'm going to read in church. And you all are going to be like trying hard not to look at your phones because dad is like, slapping you on the back of the head and making you listen to mom as she reads this terrible poem that she wrote about you. And like you're trying not to make eye contact with any of your friends in the congregation because they know it's about you. And they're like, oh my God, this fool is getting called out for fighting his sister in church. I am loving this because he is hating this. Like, your boys are not going to let this down. And then dad comes in and he's like, what the frick? What the frick? The game is on. I got money on this one. I'm telling you, I need another touchdown here. I need it badly. So y'all just shut the frick. Let's get it on. Anyway, a special goodness report. This is why dad's is best. It is dripping with sassiness. It's all, hey, I'm over here being a real man, doing real man things. I can't be over here expressing my feelings, because if I ever did for once in my life, I might actually realize what I feel for Ramon, the pool guy. I mean, I'm not the only one who sees that, right? Okay, host, now reread this in a Latin accent. I did not read it in a Latin accent. Okay, so it's all dripping with sassiness. It's all, hey, I'm over here being a real man, doing real man things. I can't be over here expressing my feelings, because if I ever did that for once in my life, I might actually realize what I feel for Ramon, the pool guy. I mean, I'm not the only one who sees it, right? Okay, host, now reread this in a Latin accent. It is dripping with sassiness. It's all, hey, I'm over here. Just kidding. People always be pronouncing Latin with a British accent as if that were how it were. Like, Dominus Patris in Filio Sanctus Spiritu Deo. Yeah, like that's, yep, Romans. They're like, and we are the Romans. We speak with proper British accents because we are, in fact, Romans. Thank you, sir. I am from Rome, and that is why my accent sounds like it's coming from the mouth of a pompous British actor trained at the Royal Company. Anyway, regardless, moving on. Poem number 5, Analyze Continuado. A special goodness report, why dad's is best. Its narrator seems most realistic. Wait, nope, that's not the voice. Not middle of the road here. Its narrator seems the most realistic. I mean, it's like you could just reach out and touch his thick, muscular chest. Still chiseled, as even though he hasn't played football in years. And what would his chest feel like? Safety, warmth, the embrace you've always wanted but never dared ask for. Oh my god. Does that make you excited? Like, this is like steamy content right here, guys. Poems Analyzed number 5. Special Okay, definitely do that voice on this slide. Do it. You won't. Yeah, you're right, I won't. A special goodness report. Why dad's is best. My wife is apparently 100% right. I am legitimately 20 to 30% more gay when under the influence. So it's like whatever. Like, for real. And you know what's ridiculous? Okay, this is ridiculous. Okay. Oh no, nope. On this slide, here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna stop. It'll remind my lovely wife, who's the person who has to sit here and listen to this with me tomorrow, which is also later today. She has to listen to this, and in this part, I'm going to remind her that I know by my play count that the only person who ever watches these is me, and certainly the only person who watches them this far. Because here's the thing. Okay. If you want a free Steam game, I will give you a video game, a Steam game. You must have a Steam account to be able to get this. But if you watch it up to this point, I will give you a Steam game code for free. All you have to do is put in the comments a special goodness. That is the code for this week, a special goodness. There is no freaking way that anyone will ever freaking get this. So put special code because like if for some reason like 3, 4, 5 years from now, I'm not gonna freaking remember what the special code was for this game or for this freaking one. And then like you're gonna be like free Steam game, and then you're gonna comment on it, and I'm gonna be like, what? Someone's freaking watching this? Who? Like whose brain is that broken? God. Like, who has that kind of time and that level of self-loathing to, like, sit through? Okay, let's find out if this Steam code works. Ugh. Anyway, so put in the comments, special code, a special goodness. We'll find out if that Steam code is still good or not. So, it's probably to a game I already own or to a game that's one that even though it has a score of 70% or higher on Metacritic, I was like, I'm gonna pass on this one. Anyway, because sometimes I buy bulk Steam keys. Don't worry about it. Whatever. Anyway, yeah. But I'm like 20-30% more gay. That is true. We have seen that in action, 100%. Hey guys, it's me, Braxton. I just wanted to remind the host that I was getting a drink of water when I wrote the slide. Why don't you take a sip of cool, refreshing water right now? It'll keep your throat moist enough to keep killing these slides. Braxton, I took a drink, but like, you've never addressed the audience before. Like I'm reading, I read your words every week, but they're written from my perspective. I've never read from your perspective before. This is a show first, Braxton. Hey Chaz, we paying this guy enough? I mean, like, he's coming up with all the fresh new ideas. What have you done lately? Yeah, that's right. And Caden over here, I don't know why he's in here every week. I mean, I miss the last time that I did this when I like cleared the room because I was like, nope. We are not having a room full of white people. Not tonight. Remember that time? It was, right before the first Juneteenth. The first officially recognized government federal holiday, Juneteenth. Like, not the first Juneteenth ever. That was in 1865? Something like that. I don't know. 1868? I don't know. I am bad with 1865. I think it was 1865 because I think the Emancipation Proclamation was 1863, and then 1865 is when word reached Galveston, Tejas. Anyway, mid to late 1860s. Yeah, and I was like, no white people. And you know what? I missed Braxton on that episode, but I did not miss you, Chaz. And I didn't miss your jabbering in the background, Caden and Clarissa. Ian, you're a bit of a creep. Dude, you are a bit of a creep. Like, it's not really a goth thing, because you're not really goth, but you're like a creep. Do any girls like you, Ian? Any of them? Like, any? So none. So we're agreed. You're a creep. Okay. The world still makes sense. All right, we're good. Moving on. That's right, boss man. I think you're crushing it right now. Did I read that part yet, Braxton? That is so sweet that you would say that about me. Thank you. Oh, this is continued, Braxton. Look, I know what you're feeling. Don't worry. You're a good person and people like you. Don't forget that. Go get 'em, boss man. You know what? I really actually appreciate this. Not just that Braxton wrote this for me, but like, okay, pause. Not pause on the show, but like pause on me pretending that Braxton wrote this. Braxton, we all know that I wrote these slides. There is no Braxton. I am alone in a room recording this. Having a good weekend, as I sometimes do. You know how I roll, and I wrote this for myself to read about myself, and I read it, and I was touched. Like, it must be very late, or I am very sweet to myself right now, a one or to other. Good thing nobody's gonna see this, right? Anyway, thanks, Braxton. You're a real mensch. You know that. Great job, Braxton. Hey guys, it's still me, Braxton. I just wanted to hear the boss man say I was doing a good job. It would mean so much. Didn't I just say you were doing a great job, Braxton? And now you're like digging for compliments? I might have to retract my former compliment, Braxton, because like people who are legitimately doing a great job do not need to go digging for compliments. Come on. Okay. Poem number 6. Another poem by Dad. What the crap? Did your poems give the schmuck who narrates the thing the go-ahead to pat himself on the back? Why do you guys always pull crap like this when the game is on? Wait, I wasn't patting myself on the back. I was making fun of myself for me having patted myself on the back and referencing it, even though I just actually legitimately did it because this is me being nice to myself. And I told you I broke character for a second, and then I came back into it, and then it was like, hey, Braxton, haha, now we're back in the thing. And then but then I didn't end this the way that this picks up. It would have been much funnier if this was like, hey, I'm doing it. What did I say I was doing? Oh, pat myself on the back. Hey, good job, Braxton. You're writing nice things. And then I pat myself on the back, and then it's funny. And then because Dad comes in and it's like, ooh, Dad's writing 2 poems, except his poems aren't really poems. They're just like things a guy would say if he was baffled by the fact that his family was now like composing poems at each other. And he's like watching the game and he's like, what the frick are you guys doing? Like, why did you build a miniature stage? And why is there a stool on it? And why have you like turned off all the lights except for the one directly above the stool? Like, you guys are being real weird right now, and I don't know what's happening, and I don't like it. But please don't interrupt the game. Anyway, Daddy. Yeah, that's the reaction of Dad. That's so dumb. Oh my god, that's dumb. I am not a fan of how dumb that is, because like I was just talking about like do 20 to 30% more gay, and then all of a sudden, Daddy, hey Daddy, because like my other analysis is like, ooh, I'm gonna touch that man on the chest. I'm gonna get a handful of his chesticles, and I'm just gonna grope him. Like, uh, buh, and then it's like, Daddy. Yeah, anyway, yeah. Yep, somebody has a daddy thing there. That's a thing. That's definitely, don't act like that's not a thing in the community. People definitely have that. That's really a thing. And whatever. Just people do whatever you do. It's none of my business. None of my business what you do. That's like the best approach to all the things. Hey, you doing a thing that doesn't affect me? What the frick do I care? Like, it's not hurting anybody, is it? Oh, it used to, but not anymore because you broke him in? All right. Well, make sure you wear knee pads. Like, I don't know. Do you need knee pads? Is that a thing? Or am I thinking of like roller derby? I think I'm thinking of roller derby. Homosexuality and roller derby, I often confuse one for the other. Hey, it's the last day of Pride. And what a Pride month it has been. You know what? Like, it really has been. It really, a lot of Pride celebrations called off. But you know what? I get to have a GSA next year. I get to have an officially sanctioned safe space for LGBTQ kids. And, like, I could not be happier about that. It's going to be awesome. So, yeah. Like, I can't believe I got the approval to go ahead to do it. But I'm going to freaking do it. Like, awesome. Very excited. Another thing. I haven't thought of it yet, so I don't know what it'll be. I don't know what it's going to be either. Because even though I am doing this in the future after I already thought of the thing that it was that was on this, I actually changed things a couple of times. There was one where I was like, who's a bigger princess? So there was going to be like, pictures of like either Disney princesses or like little girls dressed as princesses. And then on the second slide, it'd be like, I don't know, Matt Gaetz or something, like, I don't know. I don't know if that's a thing, but like, it's definitely not funny. Like, that's for sure. And second of all, like, I was more worried about the possibility that the Disney Corporation would be like, yay, those are our princesses. You need to pay us money, see? Because, like, they willingly screwed up the public domain system just so they could keep Mickey Mouse from going public domain, like a bunch of jerks. Anyway, and like, don't think they won't do it again. But like, anyway, I was more worried about Disney than I was about like little girls, which is weird, because of reasons. Anyway, I mean, they're Googleable images, so whatever. Just Google princess. Whatever. Don't you judge me. You're judging me. I can feel it. And now the quiz show. Hey, you're still judging. You get the... Sir, I'm going to hit the pause button, and then when I come back, you're going to not be judging me. And you're not judging me. Okay, here we go. And now the quiz show. It's the quiz show. And now the quiz show. Yeah, that's okay. Question number 1. How many are there? Oh my God, this one looks like somebody I know. Like, that legitimately, is that? No, there's no way. It couldn't possibly be, like, given the location and the time in which this would have taken place, there is no possible way that is someone that I know. But if it was, it would be awesome. Anyway, answer number 1, 3. There are 3 Republicans in this picture of a Fish concert crowd in Bangor, Maine. Yeah. 3. You know what's funny? Is that, like, I made that as a joke. I'm like, it's a Fish crowd. Like, what Republicans are going to be in a Fish crowd? They're like noted hippie band. It's like crowd full of hippies. Like, hippie, 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 hippie. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's going to be a bunch of freaking hippies. And what, like, self-respecting Republican is going to be like, you know who I like hanging out with? Hippies. Like, Republicans and hippies are just totally a thing. Anyway, but yeah. All right. Question number 2. What are they doing without protective equipment? Come on, sheeple. How can you not see what's really going on? He knows. He knows. Look at the sheeple. They don't know. They don't know. They're like, oh, will skirts and like regular walking shoes protect us? Will bad sport coat protect us? Will surprisingly timeless heels and like a little bit of a frumpy cut on this dress protect us? No. Sweaters? No. Bell-bottomed jeans? No. Sweet muscle cars? Maybe. Sweet muscle car? Maybe. But this guy, yup, he knows. He knows what's going on, sheeple. Okay, question number 3. How? Oh, I did not notice these guys in the corner. I just noticed that there was a goat on a power line, and it's like, what? Or a ram on a power line. Answer number 3. Sorry, sport. Your mother and I had a couple of drinks and got a little rowdy last night. Sorry if we woke you. Now, come on, champ. Let's have a waffle. You want some orange juice with that? Orange juice and waffles. See, he's trying to poison you because syrup and orange juice makes it way too sour. You gotta go for milk. Come on, Dad. Why were you and Mom? It was like, ugh. It was like, I don't know, listening to cattle mating, I guess, maybe. And then a goat hanging from the power, ram hanging from the power line. Like, what am I supposed to think? I'm 9, Mom and Dad. Like, you call me sport, Dad, but like you also reveal the like, hey, you and Mom got rowdy. I think we all know what that means, and quite frankly, I am very uncomfortable if the result of you getting rowdy is ram hanging from the power lines and guy in a turban and guy not in a turban being a little too jolly about it. They're like, hey, you know what I mean? Ram from a power line. Like, holy, what did you do? And am I going to be expected to do that someday? Like, is that what being a man is all about? Is getting a ram's horn stuck on a power line? Well, you know, sport, if you're doing it right, and if a mommy and a daddy love each other very much, and mommy is open-minded, ram's horn on a power line. Like, what? Oh, come on, Dad. TMI. That stands for don't. Anyway. Question number 4. Huh? Ooh, you should have looked at a little closer at the jacket. That's Dr. Warner K. Who? Or huh? Warner K. Huh? You know what? I'm going to pause it real quick, and then you're going to bring me back in, and we're going to cut the part where I mess it up, and the audience will never know that I ever made any mistakes because they've never seen me make one before, and we're certainly not going to start in this episode, but it's about dang time we started editing and pause and unpause. Did it unpause yet? Oh, God, it was taking a minute between pause and unpause. That's probably going to sound terrible. Anyway, you know what? Cut this part too. I'll just pick it up from, we'll leave it on pause. I'll give like 3 count. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, should have looked a little closer at the jacket. That's Dr. Warner K. Huh, Chair of the Department of Obstetrics and Gynecology at the University of Alabama at Birmingham. This one was a gimme. Also, take a moment to think about stupid acts of racism and violence against Asians and Asian Americans since the onset of COVID-19. Look at Dr. Huh, whose name is probably pronounced Who. Uh, and like, how the frick is he gonna go through his life being named Doctor Who? It is like calling Doctor Who, and he's like, I'm Doctor Who, and people be like, they've done a woman, but they haven't done an Asian guy. Like, he always wants redhead, but he's never said Asian for some reason. Anyway, and you know what? Much the pity. There are many fine Asians in the performing arts. You know what's funny is that people were like, there was a survey where people were like, hey, name a famous Asian, and it's like, I'm sorry, is Kumail Nanjiani not crushing it right now? Like, did Aziz Ansari not like pioneer many things? And those are Indian Americans, certainly. There you go. But like also there are very many other, like there are Michelle Wee in golf is an Asian American. Tiger Woods is half Asian. Freaking oh, I'm thinking of two different Asian figure skaters, and I'm conflating their names. Anyway, regardless, like there's a lot of famous Asian people, and a lot of their names are escaping me right now. Michelle Kwan. I'm pretty sure her name is Michelle Kwan. I could be wrong. But because I definitely have a lot of gay people watching this, they are yelling right now. They're like, "You're goddamn right, it's Michelle Kwan." Anyway, um, but am I saying that because it's Michelle Wee? Anyway, maybe I just proved the point that I'm racist. I can't think of funny Asians who are not Kumail Nanjiani or Aziz Ansari. Damn it. Hassan Minaj. What am I just gonna name Indian comedians? Is that what we're gonna do tonight? I'm just gonna name Indian comedians because I can't think of the name of the guy that you all know from The Hangover, and he's an actual doctor, and it's like, hello, gay boys, and I've actually seen his stand-up. Oh, and then there's the guy from The Daily Show who like crushes it so hard. He's got that stand-up special, Asian comedian destroys America, and it's funny. It's super funny. Anyway, I was just gonna not know anyone other than Mindy Kaling. See, there we go. Just crank out Indians, like just crank it out. So anybody who's not from India, I'm just not gonna be able to. Actually, you know what? Like, is Kumail Nanjiani Pakistani? I think America needs to know. Let's settle this right now. Oh no. Oh no, now I have to spell Kumail Nanjiani. We're gonna find out. Chumel. Nah, yes. Yes, that is how I would have spelled it, and I spelled it correct. Thank you. Not a racist. Trying hard as a white guy to appear not racist. Yeah. Oh yeah, he totally did the voice of Prismo, who's one of my favorite characters on Adventure Time because he's so chill. Like, I want to hang out with Prismo. He just kicks it. Anyway, yeah, Kumail Nanjiani, Pakistani Shiite. Yes, thank you. He's not Indian. Told you. But Aziz Ansari. Yeah, Indian. And also, like, obviously, Mindy Kaling, we know from The Office from the number of times that they referenced it. But also, the other one that I named off. Oh, Hassan Minaj. Hassan Minhaj. Misspelled it, thought it had two S's. Anyway, Yeah, Indian Muslim immigrant. Yeah, totally. Did it. Killing it. Thank you very much. Winning at name people from India. Winning. Also, did not bother to look up whether or not it was Michelle Kwan. We must know. Michelle Kwan. Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. Michelle Kwan. Thank you. Oh, yes. Absolutely. But the racist thing is that most people could only think of Jackie Chan or Bruce Lee. And it's like, what? Wow. That. Okay. Like, At least they didn't say David Carradine. I mean, am I right? Okay. Like, you have to be of a certain age to think that what I just said was funny. It was funny. But, like, of a certain age. Like, look at yourself. You are 40s and above. Like, if you equals sign less than 40, or, yeah, it's not equal sign less than. If you are less than or equal to, no. If you're 40 or above, equal sign, understand it. What? I don't know math. I forgot what mathematical symbols. I have a master's degree in English. I don't have to know jack diddly about math. That is not something I teach. Oh, thank you very much. Okay. But people done got racist and whatnot and violent against Asians. And, like, come on, man. Come on. Like, America, why are you going to be like that? Like, look, I live not very far from former internment camps. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, the site of internment camps is not that very far from me. Place where we took Asian Americans who largely and maybe even entirely identified as Americans. And doesn't matter how they identified. If they had freaking papers, if they're American citizens, then, like, what the frick? If they're not American citizens, then it's wartime and maybe a different set of rules apply. But if we're talking about, like, generations of living here in America and identifying as American, like, which definitely applied to a lot of the people that we put in internment camps, like, what the frick? Like, I'm trying to give you any kind of a pass, but there ain't no pass. Like, there's no pass. There's no pass. Like, these are human beings, and we're like, you go be in a camp. We're going to shut down your business. We're going to destroy your economic opportunity for a while just because we don't trust you, because we define American in a very narrow way. And, like, that's one of those hard rubber hits the road moments of American history. And you realize that, like, okay, people are making much ado about this critical race theory thing. Like, those words have been a buzz on everybody's lips. And is like, first of all, when people say that, half the time they don't know what the crap they're talking about. But the concern is that white people are worried that anyone will ever look at white people and say, like, that they ever did anything wrong historically. And guess what? If you don't admit that you did things wrong historically, then you don't get to move on as a country. Do you think that they don't freaking know in Germany? You know what I'm saying? You think they don't know what they've done? They freaking know. They do. And so, like, yeah, you don't get to, like, not know what went down. That's not what should be going on. You have to see it. You have to recognize it. You have to do better. Like, that's how it works. When you know better, then do better. But if you bury your head in the sand and be like, no, we've always been super great. And you know what? I heard a really interesting perspective on this. Because, like, you know, if you read the whited out, whitewashed history that gets taught sometimes, lots of times, hopefully moving away from it in some states, in a lot of states, still mandatory. So you get this whitewashed history. And this history is real, like, it leans hard more toward one side than the other. And I think we all know what I mean there. Like, it is definitely giving a fair shake more to one side than it is to the other. And just like a lot of things, to be honest. And quite frankly, like, if you do that, what happens? And this was a wish I could remember his name. He is a black NPR host. And I cannot remember his name because I had never seen or heard of him before this week when he appeared on a different show. Anyway, but what he was saying is, he was like, look, critical race theory, this whole thing that you're doing, you're bludgeoning people and then you're trying to whitewash the history, is like, the problem with your whitewashed history is that, number one, it tells the white kids that they're all the heroes and whatnot. And he's like, I'm not even concerned about that. We've been doing that for forever in America. Like, that's a problem. But what it does for black and brown people in America is it tells them, like, hey, guess what? Your story doesn't make sense. Because if you're told that you come from, like, pain and heartache and problems and trials and tribulations, but the white man has always been, like, gleaming city on a hill, best version of America, like, that circle don't square. And you just have to deal with it. And so, like, he's talking about how, like, fractured and incomplete a view you are giving black and brown kids by verity of the fact that you are teaching a whitewashed history that doesn't make room for black and brown kids to acknowledge the reality of where they even come from. And so, like, if we're going to make it better for everybody, then we have to acknowledge the fact that, like, we as Americans have done things that are not great. And quite frankly, if more people understood the history of, like, internment camps, like, sorry, George Takei, much respect to you. Like, so much respect to you, George Takei. I met you once. You were at my library when I was in college. I worked at a library, and then after I graduated from college, I had a degree in communication. So I continued to work at that library because the communication factory wasn't hiring. Anyway, so working at the library, and then you came to narrate a documentary or give interviews for a documentary on internment camps. And that's when I met you. And you do so much good work for getting the word out about that. But guess what? Like, there are too many people who have no idea what the Asian experience has been like in America. And you know what? There's a really good documentary about it that's like, well, first of all, it hasn't all been the same because there's a bunch of Asians that a lot of people don't even see as Asian. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Anyway, question number 5. Why? Because at some point I always bring social issues into it. I mean, it's not that the show always has to be topical, but how can it not bleed in sometimes given all that has happened? There should be a question mark at the end of that sentence because it's a question. I really want to fix it. I'm sorry. I have a master's degree in English. I cannot let this stand. That is why it's been a ha 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 hilarious joke. Like, oh, made a mistake. I gotta fix it. And then I laughingly like ha 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 fix my mistake. No, like I made an error and it must be fixed. Contestant must give this answer verbatim to get the point. Have you gotten the point? Because the final score is 0-0, and this concludes our game show. It ends in a 0-0 tie. Too bad neither of our contestants were smart enough to make it to the final round. There was going to be a very searching question about the root causes of genocide. Game show over. Why don't you go home and try to learn all the things you don't know so next time you don't disappoint the audience like you did today? Yeah, look at this audience. Look into their eyes. Okay, they didn't pay to be here, but they like stood out on the sidewalk for like 45 minutes, some of them, to get in here for this taping that we are doing, and you have disappointed them. And now they're going to have to go back to Battle Creek, Michigan and Kenosha, Wisconsin and be like, sorry. We're switching things again. Do try to keep up. And now, a love poem. Poem number 7. A love poem. Anonymous. Note, found in brother's room, and although he denies writing it, there's a girl named Gretchen in his grade, and his ex-girlfriend was actually, oh, good, named named Bertha. And I hope I definitely did this right, because this was the last one I did, and I kept losing my own attention span while I was doing it. So it's pretty obvious he wrote this. Oh, Gretchen, your beautiful looks are my beckon. They make my heart sing with new notes nobody ever heard. Gretchen, you're so great because I don't hate you like I hate Bertha. Bertha has butt like Golden Corral mac and cheese left out under the heat lamp for 4 hours. But you are smooth and curvy like a woman should be. You're the picture of grace from your head to your face, not like that garbage scow I used to let drag me around. You know what I'm talking about. I talk about Bertha. Freaking hate that girl. Oh yeah, we used to go out, but like, ugh. Look, I don't want to be one of those guys who always talks about his ex, but that girl was nasty. Did you know she farted on my lap one time? Swear to God. She was wearing shorts too, so I could feel the blast on my leg. It was gross. I almost barfed. Also, she thought she had the body for a tube top, but she does not. I want to put that slag behind me and get behind you. 'Cause Bertha's a B word, but you are a G word because your name starts with G, and also you're good. Oh my God, I can't show her this. Oh my God, she'll hate me. Why am I so bad with girls? Why can't I just get one of them to like me? Should be a question mark. Fix this. Who freaking wrote this? Braxton? You know I have a master's degree in English, Braxton. I see the mistakes. You fix it next time, Braxton. I know you wrote 2 slides that were all sweet, but you know what? The boss man, if he's going to continue to crush it, he's got to have properly punctuated slides. You know what I'm saying? Braxton, you let me down. You let me down big time. This is like the climax of the show. The audience is like waiting on pins and needles for me to deliver this friggin' perfect nugget of comedy hilarity. And you're friggin' screwing up over here. I am tired of this, Braxton. Like, I come here, I'm a professional. What's my job? Number one, not be sober. Number two, it's comedy. That's it. This is what I bring to the table. What's your job? Write me a good show. Do you do it? Most of the time. Sometimes not as much. But usually I think it's pretty funny the next day. And so when I'm chewing you out, maybe it'll be funny. But then I referenced it and it's not anymore. But then maybe me referencing that I referenced it will be funny. But it's not. Let's get back. People were waiting for this and you punctuated like crap. Now I'm actually angry because none of this has been funny. Okay. Because Bertha's a B word, but you are a G bird. Because your name starts with G and you're also good. Oh my God, I can't show her this. Oh my God, she'll hate me. Why am I? I'm reading it like this, Braxton, because I think it's Crapston, Braxton. That's a friggin' poem. Write that. Put that in your next piece. Your next think piece that makes the audience go like, you know what I think? I think I don't like this. That's what they think of your think piece. Anyway, why I can't just why I can't I hold the frick? Why can't I, stupid? I'm gonna put red ink all over this. Oh my God, you're getting this back. You're gonna be like, see me after class. You're getting an F- on this, Braxton. Why can't I just get one of them to like me? Okay, never let anyone see this. Oh, that's real funny because they're seeing it right now. Additional note, this poem was copied and posted on both the sophomore and junior hall girls' bathrooms. You know, just in case it's about Gretchen Peterman and not Gretchen Walters. Wait, do you think it might be? Oh my God, I am telling everyone I see. Because guess what? Brother's sister thinks that Gretchen Peterman is like bleh, and like Gretchen Walters is like out of Brothers friggin' league. Like ain't no way he getting anywhere. Kitty. And now we're out of brain. Yeah, you are, Braxton. It's true. Brain has gone and we are alone. End of funny. This program was made possible by the Igneous and Gertrudina Buttcomer Foundation and by viewers like you. Promotional considerations provided by Ralph Morgan's Extra Strangly Snakes, the Lonely Ass Librarians Guild, Grandpappy True Reels Foul Smelling Balms and Gruels, and the one and only True God. This program was directed and performed by the mysterious personage. He wrote different text this time. That way it'll be funny next time when I didn't actually write anything different, because I never freaking do. I just copy and paste these. Written by Braxton White Guy. He's not actually this gray. He uses gray and creams daily. You know what? If that first he is going to be capitalized, then this he needs to be capitalized. Like, you just need consistency. Also, if the first one is a complete sentence, then the second one's a complete sentence, and we don't have a sentence around it, that it's... Okay, I have a master's degree in English. Let's punctuate and capitalize properly. Theme song by the Out of Tuners. I hope that nobody ever sues because it's like I think I googled like random group of guys. This was like top Google hit, and I don't know if I have permission to use that or not. People talk about that on YouTube, right? Like, I don't know if I have permission to do this. so that when people are like, you don't, we are defunding your video or non-monetizing or taking away the ability of you to make money on this video. That's what they do, is they be like, did he say it in the video that he didn't know whether or not it was legal? That's very important for us to establish that no, he can't. Anyway, presentation of Non-Sober Badger Productions. Not a picture I made right there, tell you that much. Made this one, by the way, because it's very difficult. A subsidiary of the large, boring-sounding corporation with surprisingly questionable business practices. Lawful Asset Holdings Incorporated. You know what? It's like, what the crap am I thinking that people are going to care? Like, nobody watches this. If you see this, write code out of tuners. I'll give you a Steam key. I totally will. I have them. I legitimately have them, but nobody watches these except for me. Lawful Asset Holdings Incorporated. That's a funny joke, especially when you do it for the 12th time in a row. Oh, God. A branch of the intentionally vague corporation whose purpose may never be known. The Blaine Group. And communism. How did I accidentally bump the forward key and step on two jokes at the same time? Woo! Killing it comedically. Boom! This one's going into the history books. Boom, shalock, lock, boom, comedy. That's what they say. Boom, shalock, lock, boom, comedy. I'm pretty sure I'm the one who came up with boom, shalock, lock, boom. I should copyright that and turn it into a hip-hop song in the 90s. Anyway, communism is not dead yet, suckers. That's the last slide. Okay, people. We know. We know. Oh, I was going to have a hilarious callback at the end. I was going to be like, callback. What was I going to call back to? It was going to be something hilarious. It's going to be like, Dad says to keep it down, or like, hey, we're going to time travel with Doctor Who. Hey, sorry about what I did to your mom. Like, there's a goat on a power line now. Ram. That's what I did to your mom. Ram. Anyway, nobody sees this, my loving wife. Nobody sees this. This guy definitely does it. He can't see crap in that, but you know what he's not? It's not sheeple. Do I know her? It seems like that's somebody that I know. Anyway, but she wouldn't be at a Fish concert in Maine. Did this all start with poems about Pop-Tarts? And like, she's talking about like toxic masculinity being a reason to take someone's Pop-Tarts? God, this is a weird show. Did you watch this whole thing? What are you doing? It's an hour and 50. It's almost 2 hours. I better stop it before, I better stop it. Because communism is funny, but none of the rest of this is. Okay, bye.